What's up, beauties, and welcome to today's video. One sec. Sorry about that. What's up, beauties, and welcome to today's video. If you are new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Manders, and this is my channel where we talk about makeup, skincare. Sometimes I unbox things, and I almost always drop something. So if you're interested in any of those things, make sure you stick around. Sorry, my TV's on in the background for background noise, and it's really loud. I'm watching Once Upon a Time. Have you ever watched that show? I love this show. I didn't finish it when I first started watching it, so now I'm rewatching it. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're just doing Get Ready With Me, and I'm just going to put my makeup on. I want to film today, but I felt like going live and sharing the products with you as I go through them. So give this video a thumbs up, please, if you want. If not, that's okay. We're all right with that. Oh, I've grabbed every single makeup item I would need except for foundation. That's okay. We'll do the primer. We'll talk a little bit. Actually, if you are here and you leave me a comment in the live chat, I'm going to show you the palettes that I've used so far this month, and I'm going to decide which ones I want to use. I'm not really sure what my plan is. I just know I want to put some makeup on my face. So this month I've already used quite a few eyeshadow palettes. So I've used 8 different eyeshadow palettes this month. So I'm going to show you which ones I have used, and then I'm going to decide which ones I want to use. So I did use my Take Me Back to Brazil palette twice, actually. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more color in my life. I do try and add a pop of color sometimes to my eyeshadow, but it's hard to use a palette like this often because I'm not necessarily always filming a bright, colorful look. I should always be filming a bright, colorful look, but I'm not. So I did use this twice so far. I don't think I'm going to use it today, but I might change my mind. I do enjoy this highlight shade down here and this one. Maybe I'll use those. I did also use the Take Me Back to Brazil palette once. I did do an eyeshadow roulette, but I did it on my own, so I didn't actually film it because I wanted to kind of see, and then I also chose a few palettes that I wanted to use. This is the sister palette to the Take Me to Brazil. I associate these two palettes together. This is the Rio edition. This is an all shimmer palette. I pair them together. I love BH Cosmetics. Love BH Cosmetics. One of my favorite eyeshadow brands. So good. If you haven't already tried them and you want something pretty affordable, I would recommend trying them. Paired palettes. Yeah, I do like these two palettes. These were the first palettes I ever had from BH Cosmetics. I was so excited to get these. I remember being so happy for that. All right, these two palettes, I actually almost decluttered them because I never ever use them. But then I really thought about it and I was like, I need to use these. I like these palettes. They're from Juvia's Place. I have this one and this one. And yesterday I used them for the first time in what feels like forever. They were in the maybe pile. This one's the Festival. So I used I used this shade yesterday, which I actually fell in love with. I kind of want to use it again. I used that from this palette. And then I used this palette where I used 3 shades in this one. I used this shade, and this shade. And I actually really liked using them together. So yes, you feel intimidated. So do I. And the color stories are nice, but like this is like those are some bright shadows. I like oranges and reds, but these pan sizes are huge. Like I'm like, when am I ever going to use these? But I feel like I might fall in love with them if I actually sit down and keep using them. So that's a maybe for today. We might use these. We might just use all of these palettes and just see how many different shadows we can put on my eyes. That would be fun. I also have used the Violet Voss Essential Palettes twice already this month. I've been really good at keeping track of what I'm using. Let me know in the comments or in the live chat if you're interested in me documenting more of what I use on a monthly basis. Hi, Odette. How are you doing? I am so happy to see you. Welcome. We are just talking about the eyeshadows I've used this month already. It's only the 10th of January. It feels like the 300th day of January, but I've used a lot of makeup this month, so I'm going with it. I've used this twice. I used this shade Emerald. I filmed a video that I have not finished editing, so I'm hoping to do that. The original plan was my husband was going to do the voiceover in like an accent, like in the style of, but he kind of got a little bit, he wasn't so sure about doing it, so I'm going to voice over the video myself. But I did use this shade. I like this shade. I think it's probably my favorite green shade. I'm not going to use it today, but look at it. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's so pretty. So pretty. It's called Emerald. I also used the shade Cinnamon the other day too. I like Violet Voss eyeshadows. They're very nice. Then I've used 2 ColourPop palettes. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen all this already, so feel free to fast forward if you're catching the replay. And then, so the first one was the Whatever palette. I've used this twice. This is a very nice palette from ColourPop. I find I just have so many palettes from ColourPop that I don't cycle through them enough, but lately I've been trying really, really hard. So this is a really, really nice palette. I'm very happy I have this one. It's a good one. And then I also have the Designer Disney collection that I used this month so far. And this is one of those palettes where I'm like, no, I don't love it. But I do love it because I love the shade Thingamabob because it's a silver. It's beautiful. I love silver eyeshadow. That's it right there. Let me know if you can see that swatch. Like, whoa. Whoa. That's a good silver. So I really like that. And I really like the shade right here, Ray. It's like a champagne-y undertone. Also beautiful. Those are the 2 reasons why I hold on to this palette and why I love it so much. The top row gets the most use. The bottom row gets the least amount of use. The middle row, because of those 2 shades, I've been reaching for it more. So I will definitely keep you guys updated as the month goes on. And then last but not least, I did use my James Charles palette once. I think that I want to make this my pan my palette for the year because I do think I can hit pan on a few of these, but I'm just not sure. Which one is my favorite out of ColourPop? So many ColourPop favorites. Out of all of these palettes, I would have to say the Violet Voss Essentials is probably my favorite, or the Whatever palette. Out of all the ones I've talked about today, these are the 2 that I'm using right now that are my favorite. However, I think I'm going to use the Juvia's Place ones today because, like I said, they were almost decluttered, and then I decided to keep them, so I do want to use these. So, and we might use the James Charles palette as well. All right. I forgot 2 things. I forgot an eyeshadow primer, my foundation, and I think that's all. So we're going to take a little walk. 10 feet across the room. Yes, I am going to keep them. I thought about getting rid of my Juvia's Place palettes, and because I just didn't use them enough. I wanted to donate them to somebody who did. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, no, there's a lot of potential in these palettes. And like I said, I don't think you were here yet, but yesterday I dove into this palette in the festival palette, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, oh, I love that palette, that color. So definitely very excited to keep using this. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab my foundation and my eyeshadow primer, and I will be right back. Please feel free to chat with each other if there's more than a few people here. And I will be right back. All right. I'm going to prime my eyes later. Oh, I'm very unorganized right now. Let's go for a walk. Hi, Matthew. How are you doing? Welcome to today's video. I decided I was going to get ready for my live and do a live stream, so here we are. Hi, hanging with Mr. J. How are you doing? Welcome to my live stream. Everything here is going well. Same old, same old. We are officially still in lockdown. Probably going to be in curfew soon. You know, it is what it is. Our numbers are really high here in Ontario, so we're just waiting to hear what the next steps will be. Alrighty, so I now have all the things I need to do my makeup. Yeah, the vaccine is here. Now, I will take it. I just don't know when. I am not high priority because I do work from home. When I go back into a school, I'm sure that they'll put us up to the top of the priority list. But right now, they're focusing on long-term care and essential workers in Ontario. I'm definitely going to take it. It's just a matter of when it becomes available. I want to travel, and I know that might be something that stands in my way. And I really don't have any problems. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to say, please let me know if I'm wrong. Your name is Janine, right? My brain's going a little crazy right now. How's everyone doing? I'm just going in with my Touch and Soul. This is the priming essence. I love this stuff. I'm gonna prime my face real quick. You don't think you'll take it. You don't know what it can do. Yeah, and you know what? I understand that perspective as well. And we just don't know. I feel by the time I get it, because where I live and they're not pushing it through so fast, that it might be a while before the general population gets it here. So I honestly don't anticipate that I will even be eligible to get the vaccine here until September, at least. Like, my parents will be on the list. Like, I'm not paying as much attention to the stipulations. I am so glad to see you all here. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I am going to try out this primer as well. This is the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Primer. I've had this for a while, and I just need to use it. So we're going to try it today. I've never used it before. I've heard it's a really nice primer. Just gonna. It smells nice. I have been so dry lately that I just need a lot more nourishing. Yeah, I did a live the other night. I did a mask live, and it went well, and I was really happy that I was able to do that. I used to go live all the time. I just kind of fell out of it. A lot of things have been going on a lot of things are just going on right now, and I don't know. I don't know if it'll cause illness. I'm not really sure. I think people are worried about the side effects mostly. Alrighty, we're gonna let that all sink in, and then we're gonna get ready for a little bit of foundation, not a lot. Let me know how my lighting is. I can always change it if it's a little off. I will be using my Maybelline Matte Plus Poreless Normal to Oily foundation today. So I have been using the Dewy foundation that I bought by accident from Maybelline. Same shade. And when I first bought that one, I was like, oh, this sucks. I'm so, I felt like I looked greasy when I first started using it because I had switched from this one. Now that I've used that one for so long and I'm using this one, I feel the complete opposite. And I feel like I'm so dry now, and I don't like that feeling at all. So I'm trying to go in with really heavy, I'm trying to make sure that my face really is not so dry looking, because I didn't realize how nice the Dewy one is. Honestly, I'm going to buy the Dewy one again because I think I prefer it so much over this one. And I just want to put a little bit on the back of my hand, not a lot. That was way too much. I'm going with a Shop Masse sponge. I'm going to dot this all over my face. This is a very natural, it is mattifying, but it does have, it's still a natural looking foundation. It's medium to light coverage. You can build it. I personally don't like a heavy, thick foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Matte Plus Poreless. I don't like super coverage. Freaks me out. I get really weird with foundations. So you can see it's not covering everything. It's just evening it out a little. I can go in with another layer after. Oh, I love that you guys are all chatting in the chat too. Please connect with each other if you want. I am totally okay with that. All right, so that was the first layer. It feels like it's balling up underneath though, and I feel like that's the Too Faced because I've used the Touch and Soul many times and that's never happened. Has anybody used that primer before? Like this one? Because I feel like it's not, I feel like it's making my makeup look really bad right now. I'm going with a little bit more. Oh, good. That's great that I'm glad that it looks like that on camera. It does look like it does provide a lot of coverage. It's my favorite foundation. It's literally, you've used it. You think maybe it's the combination. I think that it might be too. That's probably on me. So it doesn't do that with other foundations. Oh my goodness. What did I do? All right. I'm going to just take this side and I'm just going to dab it in. Make sure everything's blended, and then I'm going to set it really quickly with a powder, and we're going to stop fussing it. Good morning, Tammy. How are you? Pretty unhappy with myself. Oh, well, it'll be fine. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab a brush because, no, I'm not going to grab a brush. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? Yeah, it is really irritating. It's like I can feel it balling up. I know that when I set it with a powder, though, it's probably going to be okay. So just give me a second. I am going to use my Midas Cosmetics. This is the Zero Flaws setting powder in the shade Light. I love this. Oh, maybe I want to use that palette now. I don't know. Has anybody here used anything from Midas Cosmetics before? They're great. I love their eyeshadow palette that I have. They have 2 of them. I've only tried one. The High Times palette's amazing. They just actually announced they have 2 new product releasing, and I am so excited. They are on my priority of things to buy on my low buy this year. You want to go back to 2020? You don't want the future to be this bad with COVID? I don't believe you. Weird. Oh, you need to do 50 videos? I also need to do a whole bunch of videos, and that is why I am doing a live right now, because I figured we might as well document and chat while I'm doing my makeup, because I used to do this all the time, and I stopped. Why did I do that? Because I do have some videos that I need to film that they're sitting in a bin right across from me, and my husband today was like, okay, so you need to do this. Like, they need to move. We don't have a lot of space where we live, so he's like, you need to put your stuff away, please. Midas is not a Canadian brand. They're from the US. But they are an indie brand, and they have very good quality products. I really like what I have from them. I highly recommend trying them, Janine. Their eyeshadows blend like dreamy. And then I have this powder that I really like as well. And I also have 2 of their glosses, and I just can't wait to try more from them. Oh, if you go live and you send me a message ahead of time, I will absolutely try to be there. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I just needed this. Wipe my hand off. Yes, they have the Smoky Glow palette, and I almost purchased that one. However, I decided the color story. Hold on. I'm going to go get my Midas Cosmetics. Let me get those palettes. We're going to go for a walk across my living room to my makeup drawers. Where I have 3 million palettes. I don't want them to fall. This is a sign of too much eyeshadow. I'm only going to pull out 1 palette because I'm afraid I'm going to drop everything. My makeup storage. I watch people on YouTube or Instagram, and I'm like, you guys have the best makeup storage. And then I'm like, mine's so tiny. But that's because this is literally my house. That's all of it. There's not a whole lot. It's very small, so I have to keep everything really compact, which is fine because it's good. It keeps the clutter down. Sorry. The Blueprint palette. Oh, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I want it so badly, but I didn't get it. We should totally collaborate on something someday. That would be awesome. This is the one from Midas. This is the High Times palette. I feel like this is what I'm going to use. Is it what we're going to use? It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I've never tried anything from Melt Cosmetics, but I've always wanted to. I have a video that I'm supposed to be filming, which is new makeup releases. So you will probably hear me talk about that, and whether or not I'll even indulge that, probably not. Only because I really just don't need anything. I forgot all my stuff. Very pigmented. You have all of the Melt palettes? Okay, do you find that they're all created equal, or are they a little bit hit and miss? Because I've heard some people say that they're not all created equal, and it's hard because they're so expensive. But if they're worth it, then totally makes sense. I don't have a brow pencil. Oh, they're hit and miss. See, that for me would be an absolute no for me, because I know that I can go buy a ColourPop palette where if it's hit and miss, at least it didn't break the bank. Do not get the 420. Okay, and I'm glad you said that because that's the one I would have got. Oh, you're going to go live on your Facebook page, Tammy? Okay, make sure you give me all that information and I'll post it right into my Manders Beauties. If everybody doesn't already follow me on Facebook on my Manders Beauties page, I do have the link somewhere I think in the information. You need more eyeshadow, Tammy? You need to come over here. You need to come over here so I can show you what you need. I have so much eyeshadow. I'm afraid to count. I'm not worrying about my brows right now. I'll worry about those later. Right now, I'm going to sit here and stare at makeup, and we're going to chat. You don't have anything from ColourPop, Odette? You know what? It took me a really long time to try ColourPop, and once I did, it was like, it was the best. Like, ColourPop is just so affordable, and there are so many. They have a new release every other day, which is lovely. And except it's not really that lovely, but I find that you can get some palettes like this one where I don't necessarily love them, but I do enjoy them, and they're affordable. 'Affordable. That's the other thing. Juvia's Place is affordable. 'Affordable. 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 ' You can get some awesome makeup and not break the bank. She's in Parties is a great palette. Okay, I'm going to remember that. You have almost all of the color palettes from ColourPop. I bought the whole vault of the original monochromatic palettes, but I did donate the blue one because I just didn't get enough use out of it. And because I have palettes like this one and the Take Me to Brazil, I have a lot of blue eyeshadow, so I really don't need to get any more. So that one was just one that I didn't reach for it enough, and I knew I wasn't going to, and I knew somebody who was looking for a blue eyeshadow palette, so I donated it to them. Yes, I do order from the US. If you order over $50, it is free shipping. I just ordered a whole bunch right after Christmas because I purposely didn't buy anything for the month of December until after Christmas. So I waited until everything was said and done, and then there were some sales, and then I might have ordered some things, and I'm waiting on them, and I'm really excited. The smaller square BH palettes are really nice, like the 12. Oh, yes. So Smitten in Switzerland is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I love that eyeshadow palette so much from BH Cosmetics. Hi, Laura. How are you? Missed you. You have 30 ColourPop palettes. I do totally believe that because you have the best collection of ColourPop. Yeah. And I ordered the Naughty palette from BH Cosmetics, so I'm waiting on that. That's the 30 pan. And I'm really excited to see the similarities of shadows compared to the Travel Series, because the Travel Series ones are the best eyeshadows I have in my collection. If I could just use, if I had to, I think BH Cosmetics would win. BH or ColourPop. Or, of course, Midas Cosmetics, because they also make lovely eyeshadows. I don't know what I want to do. I've been sitting here, been talking for a while. Yes, and we don't have Ulta here. I want one. They were supposed to come to Toronto, and then they didn't. Oh, wow. Oh, so you're giving away 2 of the Naughty palettes on your channel. Did you get them in Ipsy? Because I saw somebody say they got that in Ipsy, and I was like, what? Because I don't know what it is about that palette, but it was $30 forever. It was a holiday edition, and then right after Christmas, it went to half price, which is when I bought it. And then this morning I checked, and it's dropped again, and it's now only $11. And I heard that people are getting them in Ipsy, so I was like, oh, I'm really glad I didn't buy. I thought about buying it for full price, but I couldn't justify spending $30 on an eyeshadow palette from a brand that I know most of their shadows are much cheaper. Does that make sense? That's how I looked at it. So I'm glad I got it. And we didn't have that option with Ipsy because living in Canada, we don't have all the same things that we used to. Like we don't have access to the same things for Ipsy as you do in the States. I'm going to prime my eyes using my paint pot from MAC. This is in the shade Painterly. I'm just going to apply it with my finger. Thank you so much to everyone who's here. If you don't mind giving this video a thumbs up, it really does help me know if you like it or not. I'm so excited that I'm so excited that I decided to do this today. I'm very tired. I did not sleep great last night. I want to catch up on the chat. Oh, yes, you live in England, so the shipping might be a lot. You're right. I think that, I don't know. I'm really not sure where you would get it, where you would order it from there. You broke down and started getting BoxyCharm again a few days ago. Praying you get that. Oh, I almost got it yesterday because of that palette. I was like, oh, I need to resubscribe to BoxyCharm. And then I reined myself in and was like, no, you do not need more makeup. I'm telling myself that. I want all of the makeup. But I have a rule in my collection that I actually have to use it. So if I have it and it sits there for long enough and I don't use it, I get rid of it. And then I have all these regrets that I got rid of it. So I'm very, but my project pans are going to be, I hope, wonderful this year. I'm really excited for them because I've got a lot of makeup that I want to use. Yes. You should have just bought the palette. No, because now you get all the other stuff. That's what I love about BoxyCharm. And the reason I had to unsubscribe to BoxyCharm was because every time there were add-ons or pop-up, I kept making more orders, and I was like, this is where all my money's going. So I had to stop. Yeah, you have a lot, Laura. I know, I want it too. I'm going to use a brush from Walmart. This is the Still Essential Spa brush. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just getting ready here, I guess. I really don't know what I want to do. I'm going to go, I think I'm just going to use my James Charles palette to start. I'm going to start by going in with this shade right here. I don't know what the name is. Oh, you didn't like your variations? Yeah, I don't like when that happens. Yeah, you want the good variation, right? You want bright and bold, Tammy? Oh, I don't know. Hey, Tammy, where you guys are, have you guys gone down to the lake there and gone skating? Ipsy sucked this month. I accidentally got Ipsy and I'm so mad. I'm so mad at myself for not pausing it like I should have. That's $19.77 out of my budget that I didn't want to spend on Ipsy. My husband's like, we'll just deal with it. I'm like, yeah, but I could have spent that $19 on something better. Like, I have other things I want to buy. We like it because it's a surprise. Sometimes I really like getting the surprises. I like getting new things. I like trying new things. There are things that I've gotten subscription boxes that at first I was like, I don't want this at all. And then I fell in love with it, like completely. Hello, Mashal. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome to today's live stream. We are just doing some eyeshadow. Thank you, Mr. J. You have lots of videos. You just need to set up your schedule. Yeah. And going forward, I don't think I'm going to have a set schedule. I'm going to just upload as I can. I really suck at trying to have a schedule. Not yet. The kids have to go sledding in the backyard since we have a big hill. Yes, that's awesome. I was actually thinking about tobogganing yesterday, and I was like, you know where we should go? To the hill at our uncle's house. And I was like, remember when we were kids? If you don't know, Tammy is my cousin. So when we were kids, where our uncle lives, we had an epic hill for tobogganing. And I don't know if it was just because we were little, but it just seemed like the best hill. Give me makeup and skincare. You don't want hair care. Okay, I don't want hair care either. I have no desire to get hair care in anything. I have not tried the Fenty powder foundation. I'm thinking about it because I do need to try new foundations. I'm literally only using the Maybelline one that I used today. This is the only foundation I'm actually using at the moment. So I do need to venture out, and I've heard some really good things about that Fenty foundation. I really want to try it. All right, we're going to go in with this shade right here. My most loved shade in the palette. I don't know what it's called. It's like a red, it's like a burnt, rusty color, I think. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it just blends very easily. This is my favorite brush also. I find if I use this brush for almost any eyeshadow, I am always happy. You're going to send me a pic of your hill. Yeah, you guys do have a pretty good hill in that backyard, don't you? You did a video on it and used it ever since you bought it. Okay, so it is that good. Oh, yeah. I'm going to need to definitely be trying some new foundations this year. I love eyeshadow the best. Like, if I could just test eyeshadow for a living, I would definitely just do eyeshadow for a living. Your friend hated it. Marshall, we can follow you, but I have to hide your comments just because they're getting flagged. If you go into Manders Beauties, I usually follow back. Just send me a message, but I just can't have certain words because they do get flagged. If you guys want to reach out to each other, that's great. Yeah, I love this brush so much. Now, what was it about? What did your friend hate about it? Do you mind me asking? Because I was even thinking about it yesterday. I was like, I need a powder foundation. I need something that I can just bing, bing, boom, done, and just go. The pure powder foundation we got in Ipsy, I loved it, and I can't figure out what I did with it. Like, did I declutter it? Did I throw it out by accident? Did I just lose it? Because I just lose things sometimes. But I was so upset because I really wanted to just use that because I want something just easy, especially considering I'm in lockdown. I don't leave my house. Like, I'm doing my makeup for the sake of project panning. That's really why I'm doing my makeup. Okay. I am not gonna lie. I love this eyeshadow. Now, Morphe is one of those brands that they're kind of not great. They caused some problems in the past. I don't necessarily buy from them very often, but this, out of any of the palettes I have tried from them, this one's the best. She said it looked ashy. You have to build it up to get the coverage you want and then spray down with a dewy mist, but it worked good for you. See that? And that's exactly what I want. And Janine saying the Fenty Pro Filter foundation is excellent, but it is no better than the number 7 Protect and Perfect. Okay, so is the number 7 Protect and Perfect, is that affordable? Because I have never tried that, and I've heard from a lot of people how good it is. I'm getting the tinted moisturizer from New Skin tomorrow, and you can't wait to see it. Oh, that's awesome, Tammy. Let me know how you like it. Tinted moisturizers are kind of like my go-to lately. Or I've been mixing like my moisturizer with my foundation just to make it go a little bit like not so heavy. It's your holy grail. Yes, I do need to try it. I need to do like a whole Fenty review. That's what I'm really hoping to do this year because I have set aside my low buy budget. And if I have $50 to $100 a month, when I want to buy something like a new foundation, that money's going to be there because I'm not going to be buying every eyeshadow palette release or anything like that, even though I want to. I am just blending this like crazy just because it's so pleasant. I could go for some pizza right now. Are you going to have pizza today, Matthew? I'm actually having pizza for dinner. Funny that you said that. All right, so the next step I'm going to do, I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, oh, so the Fit Me Dewy is my new foundation favorite. I have the matte Fit Me Plus right now. However, I had the dewy one before this, and I realize now I love that one better. That one's just nicer. All right, so I'm going to switch palettes now. We're just going to do that. We're just going to keep going into different palettes because I'm a crazy person. Because I want to use this one shade. Oh, I'm going to have to look into that. You're having cheese and pepperoni or mushrooms. Pepperoni and mushrooms are my favorite. And green peppers. So I'm going to go in with this shade Joint right here, which is just a gray shade. I like this shade a lot. And this is the Midas Cosmetics High Times palette. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm just going to take that on the outer corner, and I'm just going to blend it. These shadows blend so nice, even with other ones. That was pretty freaking easy. Gonna do the other side. How's that look? Is it too smoky? Go back into the James Charles palette and take that first shade, and I'm just going to keep going. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm not going to lie, this is really the only shade out of the James Charles palette that I like ever use. I need to, unless I'm doing like a colorful look. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks. That's awesome. And I will jump on as long as I can. I don't think that should be a problem. Have a good day. Say hi to the kids for me. Okay. How's that? What's everyone think of that so far? I'm just rotating through my palettes as we go. And yeah. Not really sure what I'm going to do next. But I'm going to stare at the colors here and decide what I want to do. Wow, there are 10 of us in here right now. That is awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. Love it. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. I don't know what to do. You don't know what you're having for lunch today? I'm probably going to have... I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch today. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this palette, and we're going to go in with that shade that I was chatting about earlier. We're going to go with Thingamabob. Too many palettes, not enough eyes. That's right. Oh, this is my biggest pet peeve. Why is there no mirrors in some ColourPop palettes, but in other ones? Because I reach for a palette and I always assume there's a mirror and they don't have it. Then I got to pull this mirror out, which is silly because I actually have a whole bunch of palettes that all have mirrors except for these ones. Gorgeous. Love that. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Ray. And there we go. Oh, I love shimmer shades. I can't be one of those people that's like an all matte look. It's just not a good look for me. It's just not a good look for me. Ooh, something is delivering. What did I order from Amazon that's being delivered today? Because I forget. I didn't order it. My mom must have ordered it. She uses my Amazon Prime. All right, so we are going to do the rest of my face now. I'm going to use this bronzer from Lovecraft Beauty. This is just a fluffy brush. See, this thing has a mirror. Why can't everything have a mirror? This is one of those things that I got in an Ipsy bag that I actually really enjoy. I do not have StreamYard. Is that better for going live than this? Oh, that's awesome. No, but I need that. That would be really fun. I always wondered how people did that. You would think I would have asked before now. Okay. This blush, also, love it. Came in an Ipsy. There are just a few. I guess I was thinking about talking about Ipsy when I did this. We could do a live together. That's awesome. We'll definitely have to plan that out. That sounds perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I'll go up with you on your channel. I'm going to make that work there. So this is a really pretty blush from Shayna B. Miami in the shade Bellini, which is actually the same name as my favorite blush from Ofra. This one's a lot more peachy undertone. That one has a little bit more of a pink undertone. Oh, I would love that too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking. So I'm just gonna overdo it because I always overdo it with blush. That's my thing. Oh, you and Rhonda went together? That's awesome. I love Rhonda. I love Rhonda's channel. Now, is that an app that you download like on your computer or on your phone? How do you stream using it? Yeah, that sounds like so much fun. So it's a website. Okay, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to write it down actually because I have the world's worst memory. I should also include when I talk about myself that I forget everything. I don't know why. In my book of things. Okay, so you can use it on your laptop. Awesome, awesome. I run off a Chromebook, so that's perfect. You're having cucumbers for lunch. That's awesome. Oh, yes, Susan. Sorry, I just saw that I'm in Canada. Yes, I am in Canada. It is just, but I will say one thing, though. A lot of people think like that it's a lot better here. It is better, but it's getting worse here. It sucks. I hate it. I actually, I didn't do my brows yet. I woke up this morning to they've enforced martial law in Canada. Not everyone in Canada has a curfew, but we do have one province so far that has an 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. mandatory curfew. So that's not fun. Ontario will have a curfew probably within a week. I think on Monday they'll announce it. I'm going to use my Ofra highlighter. This is the Covent Garden one. Got this in an Ipsy. See, when I get things like this in an Ipsy, it just makes it better. My AOA Studio from Shop Massé highlighting brush. I'm going to do my brows in a second. This is just my favorite highlighting brush ever. It's so good, and it cost me $1. You're in a mandatory lockdown there as well. Yeah, see, okay, so we're in a mandatory lockdown. Get this. Mandatory lockdown. Great. However, up until like yesterday, they were saying they were going to send kids back to school still, but then they realized that they can't. So school will still be out for a little bit. It doesn't affect me in any way though, because I've been working from home since September. I've been working from the home school. So, but technically we are in a mandatory lockdown. The next step is they're going to give us a mandatory curfew because sometimes people just I guess people aren't following the rules. I'm following the rules. I stay here in my little tiny house and I don't go anywhere, and I go to the grocery store once a week and I wear my mask. So you're a Southerner too. You came from Alabama and you live in Indiana now. Okay, so this is what always makes me the most interested in things about the United States. The United States, you're populated everywhere. And so people tend to move from state to state often, and it doesn't seem unusual for people to do that. But in Canada, people don't move province to province as much because it's just so much more spread out. I don't know that many people that move from province to province. Some people do, But I want to live in Saskatchewan because it's boring there. And they have low population. Nothing is locked down around you in Charlotte, though I think there's a 10 p.m. curfew, but no one follows it. Yeah. So here in Ontario, they are actually like, it's an enforced curfew. Or not in Ontario, in Quebec. San Diego is on lockdown for good because no one's doing it, their part there. That's pretty much why it's happening here. I'm still live. You lived in Ajax. So is that in Ontario? You lived in Ajax? Because there's an Ajax very close to Toronto. Hi.
Hey.
You want to say hi?
All right. Who's all there? How many people?
8. Yeah. This is Bodie. He's going to say hi. Hi. Yeah, so you lived in Durham region. I live in Durham region as well, but not in Ajax. I live in just part of the region. That's awesome. I'm going to get a brow pencil. Oof. This is the one day where I didn't put all this stuff right beside where I was doing my makeup. It didn't make any sense. Why did I do that? Welcome back, Laura. How you can come in? Don't mind him. That's just my husband. They built an ice rink out on the lake. So they're going skating. I'm just using my Shop Missy Slim Brow Pencil. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, you knew I was on Twitter. That's where we know each other from. All right. And I'm just going to use my roller lash from Benefit real quick. I am going to pop off because my husband's home now, but I'm just going to finish up the look.
Yeah, that's right.
What an idiot. Oh, yes. So I love winter for about a month, and then I want it to go away. It hasn't been so bad this year, though. We haven't got too much. It has been pretty decent. Some years it's like minus 30 for like a month. It's terrible. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of gloss on. This is my Buxom gloss in the shade Celeste. It's nice.
Thank God for global warming.
Stop talking. You might go live in a few hours. Okay, well, if I see and I'm able to, I will definitely be there. Yes, I really like this mascara. It's very nice. All right. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if it is your first time here, make sure you are subscribed to my channel if you like this type of content. And Janine, message me on Instagram and we will plan out when we're going to do a live together. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.
Why? I said, thank God for global warming.